True or false? All's fair in love and war.
True.
Great answer.
Good question.
Do you know what does all's fair in love and war means? And if so, do you agree or disagree? Join us on our latest Cinephile episode to find out, and be sure to visit our FUNDAY website for more. What's up, movie fans? I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is a 2003 romantic comedy film starring Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. Advertising executive Benjamin Barry makes a bet that he can make any woman fall in love with him to win an account, while women's magazine writer Andy Anderson is tasked to write an article on how to lose a guy in 10 days, putting them at cross purposes after they choose each other as their romantic partners.
Andy Anderson is a writer for the women's magazine Composure as the how-to subject matter expert. She is dissatisfied and wishes to write about more serious topics. After Andy's friend Michelle experiences yet another breakup, she becomes despondent and wonders why guys keep breaking up with her. Andy realizes that the problem is her excessive emotional behavior with men. During the staff meeting, Lana, their boss, decides to write about Michelle's dealings with men, but Andy proposes a different approach.
So, I was thinking that I could start by dating a guy and then drive him away, but only using the classic mistakes most women, like Michelle, make all the time. I'll keep a diary of it, and it will be sort of a dating how-to in reverse.
What not to do.
Yeah.
How to lose a guy in 10 days. Yes. Go.
Advertising executive Benjamin Barry is looking to branch out from his usual remit of beer and sports campaigns and lead a prestigious advertising campaign for a diamond company. At a bar, Ben's boss, Philip, questions whether Ben has enough insight into the romance typically associated with diamonds. In response, Ben wagers he could make any woman fall in love with him. Philip says that if he can achieve this before the ball that will take place in 10 days, he will allow Ben to lead the diamond campaign. Ben's rivals, Judy Spears and Judy Green, were at the Composure magazine office earlier in the day and know about Andy's assignment. Seeing Andy at the bar, they pick her as the woman to be romanced by Ben. He agrees and approaches her.
Hi.
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 Andy Anderson.
I'm Benjamin Barry.
Cute.
Thank you.
I meant your name.
Thank you 2 times.
Unattached?
Currently.
Likewise.
Surprising.
They go out to dinner to get to know each other better, before ending the night at Ben's apartment. Andy intentionally then leaves her purse for Ben to find, both thinking they have the other right where they want them. The next day, Ben brings the purse to the office and one of his buddies knocks it over. They proceed to look through its content to find Nick's tickets. Ben then tries to woo Andy with roses to get her to take him. She pretends to play hard to get, but gives in. At the game, she begins to deploy her strategy that ultimately causes Ben to miss the winning shot of the game.
What an incredible game. I've never seen a more exciting game-ending play before.
Wow. No, neither have I.
Hey. It's too bad you missed it.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Ben and Andy each continue their quests, neither revealing their true intentions. Andy works hard to make Ben break up with her in order to complete her article, but Ben continues to stick around in hopes of making her fall in love with him. They go to the movies, and Andy's loud talking during the film caused Ben to get knocked out. She later moves her things into the apartment, gets him a fern plant to represent their relationship, and even surprises him at work with a Chinese crest dog who pees on everything. Ben begins to freak out and tries to avoid hanging out with Andy, but then she tells him she has tickets.
Tickets.
Tickets, great tickets, front row seats, right in the action. I mean, you can smell the sweat.
I guess I don't really have to. Oh, why don't I call Tony and he can come fill in for me, right?
Great.
Turns out to be tickets to a Celine Dion concert, and not the Knicks game as Ben had thought, thinking that would get the job done. But Ben persists to stick around. Andy confides in her girl pals and they strategize a new plan. At Ben's boys' poker night, Andy becomes most unreasonable and constantly annoys and embarrasses Ben. He could take it no more and confronts her about it at the elevator, while the boys listened in.
Where's the sexy, cool, fun, smart, beautiful Andy that I knew? All right, the one who wanted to be a serious journalist, huh? You're up, you're down, you're here, you're there. You're like a freaking one-woman circus, Andy.
So I guess this means we're over.
Yeah, I guess so.
Fine.
Fine.
Oh, finally.
But as soon as he gets back to the apartment, his friends/coworkers, Tony and Thayer, pushed him to stay the course by proposing couples therapy. Realizing it's just 4 more days, he rushes down to catch her before leaving and apologizes, saying he will do whatever it takes to make it better. Andy has Michelle pose as a couple therapist, and during the session, she suggests that Ben is ashamed of Andy. He denies it, and counters by offering to introduce Andy to his family in Staten Island for the weekend. So together they visit Ben's family. Andy meets them and immediately they love her. She even beats Ben at his own card game.
You heard me. I said bullshit. What is that, 7 in a row, Sparky? I think somebody's met his match. Well, it's all about reading people.
Loser. Okay.
Ben soon realizes that the whole family was cheating to help Andy win. Later, Ben takes Andy out to teach her how to ride a bike, and the two begin to form a genuine bond, and we see them fall in love with one another. Upon their return to the city, Ben invites Andy to the party his boss is throwing the following evening. She agrees and accompanies him to the ball where Philip meets Andy and could immediately tell she's in love. So he congratulates Ben on winning the bet. Ben is overjoyed, but not about the account, rather about Andy's affections for him. To sabotage Ben, Judy and Judy tells Tony and Thayer that Andy knew about the bet all along and was playing along to help Ben win. Tony and Thayer begs Andy to keep quiet, unwittingly making her aware of the bet. Simultaneously, Andy's boss, who is unaware of Ben's role, tells him about Andy's how-to article. Upon learning of Ben's bet, Andy attempts to humiliate him in front of everyone at the party, and the pair argue on stage singing a karaoke piece while spilling the whole truth about the relationship before Andy walks off.
So that's what I was, huh? I was a guinea pig. Somebody you could test your theories on?
Yeah, and I was just a girl somebody picked out in a bar.
Yeah, you know what? Big deal. Hell, I'm sure now you can even use it as a little twist in your story.
It's a good idea. Maybe we should bet on it.
You know what? You did your job, though, Andy.
Yes, I did.
You wanted to lose a guy in 10 days. Congratulations. You did it. You just lost him.
But Andy replies, "You can't lose something you never had," and walks away in dismay. When she's completed the article, Andy hands it to her boss, who loves it and says she is free to write whatever she wants, except for serious topics. That's when Andy realizes there is no future for her here and quits. Meanwhile, Tony shows Ben Andy's article, where she explains her true feelings and love for him. So Ben rushes to find her, only to be told she is on her way to Washington, D.C. for an interview. He chases her taxi and stops her. He calls her out for running away, and both slowly reveal their true feelings for each other.
Hey lady, what do you want to do?
Take the lady's luggage back to her place. She has alternate transportation.
You calling my bluff?
You bet I am.
Quite the meet-cute story. Meet-cute is defined as the amusing or charming first encounter between two characters that leads to the development of a romantic relationship between them. It's not every day that someone picks the perfect girl or guy for you. So when you find them, be sure to hold on to them and appreciate them. 接下来我们来揭晓今天电影迷绝配冤家 How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days 要学什么。Early on their meet, we see that Andy and Ben discuss the idea of all's fair in love and war, to which they both agree. But what does it mean? All's fair in love and war 句子的字面意思是在爱情和战争中一切都是公平的，实际表达的含义却是战争是残酷的，爱情是盲目的，深陷其中的人生为了生存，因为冲动会不择手段，甚至违背现行规则。This proverb is frequently used to justify cheating or used when two people are contending for the love of a third. 例如 All's fair in love and war, I can't stop my ex from dating my best friend. 恋爱与战争是不择手段的，我无法阻止我的前女友与我的最好的伙伴交往。So, do you agree? Leave a comment to let us know. Hope you have learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the FUNDAY website. Let's make every day a fun day.
Unattached?
Currently.
Likewise.
Surprising.
Psycho?
Rarely. Interested?
Perhaps.